we're getting ready to get the heck out of the United States, and this is our last day in Nashville.
Hi, some of you know me as Old Jewish Cowboy, and I get on here and I talk a lot about Israel and about what they're doing. Well, this is going to be different. Now I'm going to be talking about me. I am leaving America. Yeah, I sold my home in Northern California, and I'm moving to the Philippines. And I'm doing it for one reason and one reason only. I can't afford medical care in America. My wife has been diagnosed with a chronic disease, and it can only be taken care of in the Philippines, where I can hire caregivers. And they're affordable. I cannot get that kind of help here in America. So after living in this country for 73 years, as a veteran, spending 4 years in the military, paying taxes for 50 years, I'm leaving America because I can't afford you. I have to go to another country because I cannot cover the medical care here. And it sucks. This is my country, or at least I thought it was. But I can't do it. I will be going to the Philippines. And by the way, I have a decent retirement. Social Security, investments, things. But I still can't afford it. No, I can't. So, I just wanted to let you know. If you want, I'm going to kind of keep up on my journey on what it's like to move to the Philippines. So for those of you who want to keep in touch, please do. And thank you for listening.
The American dream was never a dream for all. It was a promise written in invisible ink for some and a trap for the rest. Now, thank you so much for joining me today, family. Before we begin this video, I want to thank you. I want to thank you so much. And today's video is going to confirm what many of you already know deep inside. I'm diving into something that is shaking America of its core. White Americans are tired. They are giving up on the American dream. They are giving up on their own country. And they are leaving. They are living in numbers. People thought that it's only other races like black and brown that are living, but white Americans are living too. Now, hold up for a second. Black people have been living like this for centuries. The things that the things that white people are seeing and it's terrifying them, black people have been living on the same shit for decades, for centuries. So on this video, I'm going to talk about history, reality, and talk about power. But before I go down deep in that video, I want you to watch these clips and then we come back with more commentaries.
Families have become much more complicated institutions to survive. If I had more time, I'd go into that with you. We have the highest divorce rate in the world. We put our families under levels of pressure that would be impossible for anyone to sustain. The empire's foundation is beginning to crack.
One trip to South Africa inspired me to walk away from everything I knew in the US, including the security of my career, and start completely over in a new country.
I think we can all agree at this point that the US is in serious decline. I've talked about it from the standpoint of education. I've talked about it from the standpoint of economy. You could talk about it from the standpoint of just about any way that we meet people's needs in this country. People are not getting their needs met.
I have over $75,000 in student debt, and I'm not even done with school. Please stay.
Yes. I mean, we're kind of drowning as it is.
Jana Hartwood, a nurse in Iowa, owes more than $40,000 in student loans.
Student loans are a microcosm of America's broader problem, a system that profits off hope and penalizes ambition. And while Washington debates forgiveness, the interest compounds.
All right, this is an insane statistic. The United States under President Trump is 1 out of 184. We are the only country out of 184 around the world where tourism went down. So think about that. Every other country saw an uptick in tourism, but because of President Trump's policies of this insane trade war, making it impossible to do business with other countries, because of his insane immigration policies, of the incoherence, the inhumanity, people don't want to come to the United States. It turns out that when you insult other people's countries, when you try to start a trade war with them, they don't want to come here and spend their money here. And it turns out when people are afraid to come to the United States, they don't come. So the idea that tourism, we're losing about $29 billion so far, and it's not even been a full year, goes to show you that Trump's policies are not only affecting us in terms of our standing in the world, it's affecting our economy because we are only 5% of the world's population. And then as the world's largest economy, we cannot sustain ourselves as 5% if people don't want to come here and spend their money. This is embarrassing. This is a number one ranking none of us should want, and every one of us should be embarrassed about.
Americans are leaving America, and it is not for vacation. It's for survival. A growing wave of Americans are packing up, terrified by Trump's dictatorship, Republican fascism, and Democrats' capitulation. Interracial couples, LGBT plus individuals, people of color, and intelligent people in general are seeing their rights replaced with restrictions. In Ireland, U.S. passport applications hit their highest level in a decade, up 60% in just 2 months. France is seeing long-term stay visas for Americans up 20%. Portugal, Spain, UK, relocation companies can barely keep up with demand. Traffic to Blacksit Global, which helps Black Americans relocate, surged 50% after the election. Some are leaving quietly, like a trans couple in Colorado, because Trump wrongly says there are only 2 genders. States are moving to ban gender care, so they're planning their exit. Google searches for how to leave the U.S. spiked after the election, and real estate deals for Americans in Spain surged before the Golden Visa program was shut down. European culture is different than American culture, and many won't adjust. And of course, Europe has its issues. Immigrations, taxes. Putin expected to take Moldova and then Romania with his eyes on the rest of Europe for the new Russian Empire. But a possibility of another European war is a safer bet than staying in a country that is already a fascist dictatorship.
All right, y'all, here's the truth. This is the truth, honest truth, okay? Y'all should prepare to leave the United States. You should prepare financially, mentally, physically to live in another country. I go back and forth from the United States to Rwanda. Okay? It doesn't look good for America right now. Like, I'm going to give you a quick example. Airlines. There's a specific airline that is arresting people of color when they ask the status of their flight, especially when their flight has been canceled twice. Yeah. They actually will tell you, if you come to my kiosk again, I'm going to call the state police. The airport's in Logan. It's in actually Boston, but the airport name is Logan Airport. That's what's going on behind the scenes. People are getting arrested for no reason with extreme force. So this is usually not my content, but I just want to inform everyone that in order for you to leave the United States and be successful living in another country, you are going to have creativity. You're going to have adaptability. You're going to have to be flexible. I don't know if you saw my video that I was actually applying for a visa for the country of Rwanda. Thank goodness they gave it to me. But heed this advice. It is not a simple decision to make to leave the United States. I know we have all of our comfort foods, our comfort homes, our comfort air conditioners, heating, it's at our disposal. But in some countries, it's not like that. Now, one thing I can guarantee you by living in another country, especially the continent of Africa, is your freedom. That's what I'm going to guarantee you, is your freedom. Your freedom to drive a car without having to worry about getting pulled over or racial profiling. Eating fresh fruits and vegetables that are not tainted with pesticides and other chemicals that cause us to have cancer. You will have a sense of community that you never could imagine in a million years. And a sense of pride. That's what I can tell you if you decide to leave the United States. So check out Ricky Smiley's recent post that he did on the situation that's going on in the United States.
We're getting ready to get the heck out of the United States, and this is our last day in Nashville. And over the weekend we had a goodbye party and said goodbye to all of our friends. And then today is the last day my daughter's going to see her best friend. And I said goodbye to her parents, and we love them so much. We've become such good friends with them, and it was so unbelievably hard. But they are such special people. They're planning to meet us in Portugal in the spring. And then also we're planning a Disney cruise in 2026. And I am just so grateful that they want to put an effort in to stay close with us. And then my son's best friend, I am like best friends with his mom. I love her so much, and we're planning to meet up, and she's planning to come to California while we're still there. And these people are so special. Like, having people that want to make the effort to stay in our life while we want to do something so crazy is like wild. And they are so supportive, and they're like, you guys are gonna have the best time. This is like something that's so special, and unbelievably supportive. So it is just so lovely to know that I don't have a lot of friends, but the ones I do sure do mean a lot to me, especially as an introvert. I don't let very many people in, and gosh, I'm just bawling my eyes out right now. I'm gonna miss them so much. So much. Oh, this is the hardest part. This is by far the hardest part about this. Other than saying goodbye to these people, I am so freaking excited to get the heck out of here. Anyways, I need to pull myself together because I'm going to the dollar store to get road trip like goodies for my kids, some crayons and stuff like that to keep them occupied, because literally in the middle of the night we're going to wake the kids up and we're going to head to grandma's in California, and I cannot wait to get there too. It's such a mixed emotion saying goodbye to Nashville, which I love so much, and then going back to California where I grew up and my like best friends that I've known forever are there. It's just such emotion, so many emotions.
Welcome back. The American dream was sold like a brand. Nice house, good job, nice car, a safe neighborhood. It sounded sweet, but it was never designed for everyone. For generations, black people knew sometimes, or they knew something was off, while others were still dreaming. Black people were surviving, while others were building wealth. Black people were trying to avoid jail, debt, bullets, or even death. Now, right now in 2025, that myth is falling apart, and white people are finally saying the dream ain't it. The white people are finally saying that it's better we leave and go find another dream somewhere else. White Americans are now leaving the country in record numbers right now as we are speaking. You have had the videos, and you have had the reason why they are leaving America. Some are leaving because of Donald Trump. Some are leaving because the economy is not fit for them. Some are leaving because it is too hard to be in America. Some are moving to Portugal. Some are going to Mexico, Canada. And some say they want to raise kids in maybe Costa Rica. So they are doing that. Why? This is because they feel like the system is collapsing. And they are saying that they are scared of another civil war. Some are saying they are scared of political chaos. The cost of living is rising. Trust in government is dying. And suddenly the same people who say that this is the best country on earth, they are packing their bags because they are panicking of what's going on. But the question I have to ask is, where was this energy when black people were crying out for decades? Where was this energy when black people were saying that the system is broken? I may say Trump was just a catalyst of what is going on. Donald Trump did not invent corruption. He didn't create white supremacy. But what he did was to expose the American mask. He spoke the loud version of a silent system. That's what Trump did. He was the wake-up call for white Americans. But for us, or for black people, we already knew what's happening. Black Americans already knew all this. Black people knew that American dream was exclusive. They knew it was written in a language that not everyone was meant to read. Trump was the storm, but we, as black people, have been living in the flood. As I have said, that black people have always known when it is time to go. After slavery, some went to Liberia. During segregation, some left for Canada. During the civil rights movement, others found asylum in Cuba, Ghana, or even Algeria. In the 60s, 70s, 80s, people were living quietly without Instagram, without TikTok. There was no something to show us that people were living, but black people were living quietly. And right now, in the 21st century, we are seeing another wave from Ghana's year of return to Kenyans' warm welcome. Black Americans are living again because they know when to live. They are living is not because they hate America, but because they love their peace more. When white America live, it's for comfort. When black Americans live, it's for healing. They want a cheaper life, but for black people, we want free life. For them, they are tired of paying too much taxes. For black people, they are tired of paying in trauma every single day. They are trying to retire in peace as white people. That's why most of them are living. But for us black people, we are trying to raise our kids in peace. When black people live, it is not just about economic. It's about reclaiming something deeper. It's about our dignity as black people. It's about the history. It's about the roots. The American dream was never for black people. It was built on stolen land and stolen labor. It was designed to make a few rich and keep the rest chasing shadows. Black people were brought in chains and then blamed for not climbing the ladder fast enough. We as black people built the roads, cooked the meals, cleaned the homes, and raised the kids of the slave masters. And now that disguises is falling off. And even white people are starting to see the lie. Black Americans are not just living, they are building. In Ghana, they are buying lands. In Kenya, they are starting farms. In South Africa, they are opening schools. In Tanzania, they are raising free black children, free of fear. So they are creating something new, a vision that goes beyond survival, a vision of sovereignty, community power. Okay? And as Africans reconnecting with the black Americans, brothers and sisters, in ways that the West never even imagined. So we are uniting across ocean, and that's why, or that's what scares the system the most. This new wave we are seeing is different. Now black people are not begging for a seat at their table. They are building their own. We are not asking for recognition. We are living with intention. We as black people, we are not just saying America is broken. We are saying Africa is rising. This is not about hate. This is about healing. And this is not about running. This is about returning. Those white people who are fleeing, you need to tell us, why are you fleeing? Because I have decided just to go across, listen to each and every video. And white America are worried. They are worried. They are seeing Gen Zs choose black culture. They are seeing young black families move abroad. They are seeing black tech, black media, black education and system growing. And suddenly the world they thought they owned is changing. They see their own living America. They see black people thriving without them. And deep down, they fear what that means. Because if black people stop needing them, their power loses value. To my beautiful brothers and sisters, still in the US, still in the UK, still in France and Canada, you are not stuck. You may not be ready to live right now, and that's okay. But the knowledge is your passport. Start learning, start connecting, start building a relationship with people on the continent. Start investing in black-owned businesses, both at home or abroad. Because this movement is not about distance, it's about direction. And the world is shifting. The world is shifting and black people are leading it. The center of power is shifting. It is no longer DC, it's no longer London, it's no longer Paris. It is Accra, Nairobi, Kigali, Dar es Salaam, Johannesburg. And guess what? We as black people are the bridge. The children of the diaspora, the descendants of survivors, are returning to the land that the ancestors were ripped from. And they are bringing ideas, wealth, courage, and wisdom. I will say this. This, what is happening, is a prophecy. It is spiritual. And it is generational. Our ancestors dreamed of this. Even enslaved soul who stared off the stars and whispered about freedom, they saw us. Every revolutionary who have hunted or who was hunted, exiled, silenced, they knew that black Americans will return. The system is cracking. The lies is collapsing. The dream is dying. But the future of black people is being born right now. Now listen carefully, family. The movement right here is not isolated to America. We are seeing a global awakening of black people in Brazil, and young Afro-Brazilians are reconnecting with their African ancestry, rejecting Eurocentric beauty standard, and building political power. In the UK, black Britons are questioning the monarchy, protesting protesting systematic racism and organizing around Pan-African values. In France, we are seeing Afro-French communities are demanding decolonization in languages, education, and policy. Again, in the Caribbean, there is a powerful surge calling for reparation and full sovereignty, with some nations even removing the British crown as head of state. Africa is rising, and the white people who are leaving America, you are just telling us or confirming to us what black people have been saying all along, that Africa or America is not the system you thought. America is not the dream you thought it will be. So family, we are seeing what's happening, and I know you are seeing too. Tell me in the comments what do you think. Why do you think white people are fleeing America? Okay. Until next episode, peace out.